and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. On the longest night we search for the light, and we find it deep within. Open your eyes to embrace what is wise and see the light of your own soul shining. So enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. Wrap up in the cloak of starry darkness, my child, and you'll find the center of all things. From this space of the deepest dark place, life eternal does spring. Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. So when you find that spark, when you dream in the dark, hold it close to your heart and know all that you see is all that can be when you give birth to the dreams of your soul. Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities.
Come into the sacred space and sacred time that we share. Come into this circle that shields us from the cold, that holds us in its embrace. Come into this circle that surrounds us with love like a cocoon. Come into this circle, bringing yourself, all of yourself, bringing the light and the darkness, bringing your hopes and dreams and challenges and fears. Come, this longest night of the year, come and let us explore together, listen together, love together, sing together, and be. Come, let us worship.
Deck the hall with balls of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Throw the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, la 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 la. Here we go. Fast away the old year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new year. lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la.
By the earth that is her body, by the air that is her sweet breath, by the fire of her bright spirit, by the waters of her living womb, by all that is above and all that is below. We are between the worlds, and what happens between the worlds changes all the worlds. Blessed be.
Early in 1995, several women came together at UUCB to take a class called Rise Up and Call Her Name to learn more about the goddesses throughout the world. The class was taught by Elizabeth Fisher, and we would like to honor her tonight as she passed away and moved on to the next world in late September.
We had 13 classes. At the end of this adult RE curriculum called Rise Up and Call Her Name, it was suggested that people who took the class might want to keep meeting in moon circles, and we chose to do so. For about 5 or 8 years, we met on the full moon itself, and then we switched to the Gregorian calendar, and we started meeting on the Sunday closest to the full moon, because that's when we had the biggest turnout on Sunday nights. And eventually, we decided to meet on the Sundays closest to the equinoxes and solstices. But for over 20 years, we met monthly. Now is our silver jubilee, our silver anniversary, our moon anniversary. So we are the Mist Tree Moon Circle, and we are honored tonight to take part in this solstice ritual as we have been doing for 25 years. I will now call the direction of east. I call upon the spirits of the east, and I invite you to face the direction of east wherever you are. I call upon the spirits of flying things. I call upon the air, the breath that causes laughter, that enables song, and that enables speech. Powers of air, come forth from the darkness. Enter our circle of newly born light. Bring the fragrance of evergreen pine trees. Remind us of spring on this solstice night. And I call upon the goddess Artemis. Welcome east.
Please face south. On this solstice night, we welcome the powers of the south. Red roses, heat, desert, lions, tigers, toucans, all that reside in the heat of the South, passion and love. Powers of fire, come forth from the darkness, enter the circle of newly born light. Bring with you the flame of the future. Remind us of summer on the solstice night. And I would like to welcome the goddesses Oya and Pele. Welcome, South.
Please face west. Hail to the west, the great watery depths and environment of swimmers. The well of subconsciousness and night dreaming. Here is an ancient goddess of Malta who was in dream temples, dreaming, thousands of years old. Powers of water, come forth from the darkness. Enter the circle of newly born light. Bring with you the bittersweet memories. Remind us of winter on this solstice night. Welcome, West.
Please face north. On this, the longest night of the year, north brings the cold, the dark, and the icy blue around us. But we welcome the goddess Hestia to gather around her hearth and warm us on this longest night of the year. Powers of earth, come forth from the darkness, enter the circle of newly born light. Bring with you the land that is sleeping beneath the cold on this solstice night. Welcome, North.
I welcome the center, that which is below and that which is above, that which holds us together at all times. The angels, the flying ones, the star people, and below us, the minerals, the rocks, the stone, the fire that made this skillet, this call that will become our cauldron for tonight. I also am inviting the goddess Tara, for she is who hears the cries of the world, and also a Mother Earth that we want to honor at this time. Her feet in the ground and her head reaching up to the branches of heaven. I light this candle on this winter's night so that we may all stay held in center. Welcome, center.
This solstice night, in honor of the ancient traditions that celebrate this time of longest night, we observe that the flaming chalice itself holds the elements of the four directions: earth, air, fire, water. The lamp of oil for earth, the air that feeds the flame, the fire we light, and the chalice itself, the cup, the symbol of water. We light our chalice and reflect on the light we need to guide us through hard times. The light of our shared faith, the light of loving community, the light of love, joy, and hope.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Berkeley's Winter Solstice Celebration Ritual Collage. Because of recent shelter-in-place restriction, each presenter is in a different place. I'm here in the corner of my kitchen. Some are in their bedrooms. Some were recorded up at church, and some people are in their tiny houses. What is most important is that we are here together to celebrate the longest night of the year. Happy birthday, son. Wow, we've made it this far, 6 months. 6 months ago, on the longest day, many of us were at home baking bread, learning to make masks, figuring out how to arrange lawn furniture for social gatherings, and many of us were in a parking lot Black Lives Matter vigil. Now, here we are, still sheltering in place, at home again in the dark. The sun has traveled to its furthest point south, and for 3 days stand still, which is what solstice means. From where I am, the sun is setting between the uprights of the Golden Gate Bridge. Once it's gone below the horizon, we get the inky dark velvet night that allows every tiny star, tiny light, glimmer of hope to shine the brightest, like seeds resting beneath the winter waiting earth. We understood the 23-degree tilt of our planet now. But before that, people felt they had to stay up all night and sing and shout and burn bonfires and to wait for the sun to come back and beseech it. Let us spend our time in the darkness, beginning with a pagan, earth-based, divine feminine, all-inclusive ritual. There will be a grounding, a casting of circle, calling in the direction and honoring the elements. We will continue our celebration this evening like the Christmas revels might each year. As the shortest day comes round and the old year dies, and everywhere down through the sheltering world come people, virtually singing and telling story to drive away the dark. We light candles in our individual screens and hang evergreens in our windows. Then go to our fireplaces or take out cauldrons or skillets or extra candles to create a fire, beseeching the sun to return. Take time now to grab a candle or a fireproof burning bowl. If you would like to join us later for a virtual bonfire, join us now as we begin singing.
Deep down in the belly of the night, dream deep winter dreams, and lie safe in your grandmother's arms, still as a seed, still as a seed. Deep down in the
Today I'm going to share with you the story of the Pull Together Morning, which is a story from the largest tribal culture in Tanzania. Back in the beginning of the world, there was no sun in the sky. Everyone was tripping all over everything, and everyone was falling into cracks. They couldn't see them. So Lion called a meeting. Everyone came. Zebra came, giraffe came, antelope, monkey, cobra, mouse. After a whole lot of arguing and bickering about what to do, finally, crocodile got their attention. Look here, if we're going to figure this out, we have to pull together. We're all in this together, despite all of our differences. All right, said antelope, we have to pull together. Let's do it. Yes, let's pull together. Then leopard began to think, sometimes when it rains, you see a little crack in the sky, and there's light through that crack. I bet if we can get up to the sky and get through that crack, we might be able to find some light. Right. How are we supposed to get there? Mouse nudged Spider and tapped Fly's wing. We're not too big. We might be able to. The other animals started murmuring approval. Wait a second, said Fly. I can't go with Spider. She'll eat me. Wait a second. You're forgetting, said Monkey. We have to pull together. Have faith, Fly, said the Spider. We'll work together. Why would I eat you when you're helping us get the light? Fly was silent, rubbing his two legs together, and finally he agreed. All right, I'll go. Spider spun a long, vast silver ladder all the way up to the crown of the sky, and Mouse and Fly climbed after her. When they got to the sky, Mouse nibbled a little crack, and the three animals squeezed through and found themselves in the land of the sky people. It was bright light everywhere, like they had never seen. We did it! We did it! We made it! The sky people, okay, they noticed these, new visitors and questioned them. They explained that they were there for some light. Well, we need to take you to the king. They didn't really know what to do with them. So they went to the king and asked. Now, the king of the sky people had no intention of giving them the light, but he didn't want to appear, stingy and everything. So he shifted and said, this is not a small matter. I must call a meeting because, of course, committees and meetings actually help us solve everything. So Mouse and Fly and Spider went out to wait, and the king called his committee meeting. Now, Fly, he was thinking. He winked at his companions and flew back in through the window and found himself a nice little spot on the wall to sit and listen. The sky people talked long and seriously, but they never noticed Fly. We can't give these people the light, said the king. We'll give them a test instead, and when they fail the test, then we can kill them and be done with this nonsense. Fly came back out and told his friends, they're going to try to kill us. Friends, said the king as he came out. Friends, we can't give the sun to just anybody, so we've set you a test. Now see, my people need grass for their roofs. See this field? What we need you to do is to cut down all the grass in this field by morning. No problem, says Fly. We gotcha. Thanks the king, and they walk away. What do you mean we'll do it, says Fly. We're never going to be able to cut all the grass. Mouse thought for a minute. Wait, we have to work together. I'll be right back. And Mouse went and climbed down the ladder all the way to the ground and found the animals all waiting. He says, ants, we need your help. Let's pull together. And he came back up to the sky with all of the ants from the earth, who in no time clipped every blade of grass from that field. The king emerged in the morning and, needless to say, was shocked to not see any grass. Well, I see you passed the first test, but now, of course, you have to pass another. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to kill one of our great sky cows. You must eat all of the meat by morning. Thank you for your generosity, good people, said Spider, but when they left, they panicked. Even I can't eat all of that, Spider says. The big animals couldn't a second. But how would we get the meat to them? Mouse said, I've got a plan. And Mouse began burrowing through, digging tunnels in the ground, and they hid all the meat in the tunnels and patted the ground back. and not one scrap lay. And when the king emerged, Mouse and Spider and Fly were licking their lips and saying, that was good. The king did not look happy, but said, congratulations, you've passed the second test. I must call another meeting. Meetings. Again, Fly went into the room and hid on the wall so that he could hear what was going on. The king was furious. These little people, they're strong. I don't know how they've done it. We're going to have to give him the light, but I've got to make it hard for him. Fly came back. See, the king has 2 boxes. He's going to try to trick us. The black one has darkness in it. The red one has the light. He's going to make us pick. Just then, the king came through the curtain and said, my friends, of course, I am happy to give you the light, but you must choose. There are 2 boxes here, black and red. One of them has the light. The other one, your choice. Mouse pretended to think for a long time. Finally, Mouse reached out, grabbed the red box and said, thank you, and scampered away. Quick enough so that nobody could catch her. They excitedly came down the ladder, cut the ladder too, so you couldn't get back out, came down the ladder and said, animals of the earth, we did it. We found the light for you. Well, let's see it. And they opened the red box and out popped a rooster. Oh no, they tricked us again. Fly, what did you, I don't know, said Fly. And just then, the rooster leaned back his head, cock-a-doodle-doo, and the sun came up, bathing the world in its warm golden light and making this the first ever pull-together morning the earth had ever seen.
Our winter solstice meditation comes from the Reverend Lynn Cox. We pause as the path of the sun reverses, seemingly holding its place for a moment of turning. Let us delve into the gifts of darkness at the winter solstice. We follow curiosity and contemplation down into the cold earth, taking a journey to the world below the surface. Here we find acorns cached by squirrels and chipmunks, perhaps to be food laid in store, or perhaps to become trees in the fullness of time. We find the burrows of hibernating animals, those who sleep and repair. We find seeds, including some that will not sprout unless they first wait through frost and ice. Life finds rest and renewal in the darkness. May those who are weary find comfort. May those who are struggling find meaning and companionship. May those who are injured or ill find recovery. May those who hunger find abundance. Let this be a time of healing, and may the dreams of the dark lead us to share these gifts with one another. Our imagination rises back to the surface, to life where the cold ground meets the crisp air. Here we observe life finding its way. We observe animals eating seeds left on the ground, though the harvest is long past. We notice the migration of birds, natural movement that allows populations to find places where they can thrive. We observe the trees that appear to sleep,
and yet holds sap that will rise again before the spring arrives. We observe that not everything lives through the winter, and yet all that has lived returns to the earth and is transformed. Let this be a time of resilience. May the changing seasons bring new meanings and new insights. May creativity and persistence lead us to find resources for all to share. May those who migrate find safety, and may there be good news in the wind. May transformation lead us onward. We now lift our imagination to the sky, to the returning sun, and to the brilliant winter night. Shifting hours of light and darkness remind us that change is part of the rhythm of the universe. And so trouble does not last. Acknowledging the gifts of darkness, we also look forward to the growing light, a change that brings glimmers of hope. We marvel at the beauty of this time. Stars unobstructed by leaves, jewels of the night shining over the land, moon and meteors inspiring us to awe and wonder. Let this be a time of celebration. What joy can be found? Let us hold it close. Blow on its embers and share the spark. We do not take for granted having come this far, and we give thanks for our companions on the journey. We continue our meditation in silence.
O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter. O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter. Du grünst nicht nur zur Sommerzeit, nein auch im Winter, wenn es schneit. O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter. Oh solstice tree, how loyal are your branches. Oh green in summer's clime, and through the snows of winter time. Oh, solstice tree, how loyal are your branches. Oh, solstice tree, such pleasure do you bring me. Oh, solstice tree, such pleasure do you bring me. For every year, oh solstice tree, you bring to me such joy and glee. Oh, solstice tree, such pleasure do you bring me. Oh, solstice tree, we learn from all your beauty. Oh, solstice tree, we learn from all your beauty, your hope and your ability. Give comfort and strength eternally. Oh, solstice tree, we learn from all your beauty. O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter. O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter.
This story is called The Lightkeeper's Box. At the beginning of the world, by the waters of the Orinoco River, there was no day. The people's only source of light were the wooden torches used to light their villages. With only the flicker of these small fires, neither day nor night truly existed. In the midst of one village lived a very wise chieftain. News came to him of a spirit deep within the jungle who kept the light. The chief called to his youngest daughter. "Go and see where this young lightkeeper is, and bring back light for our village. I will play our ancestors' flute to bless your way," he said. Just outside the village, she came to the crossing of many roads and could not decide which one to take. She closed her eyes, opened her heart, and heard the faint sound of her ancestors' flute. A feeling of connection to the roads crept over her, each with its own story. She chose the path that seemed the most serene, strong, and ancient. After much walking, she came to the house of the lightkeeper. The lightkeeper's face was as young as the road had seemed old. "I have come to meet you," she said, "and to get some light for my village." "I have been waiting for you," the lightkeeper answered. "You will bring light to more than just your village." The spirit picked up a box made of tightly woven itty-titty leaves. Upon opening the box, the young woman discovered a bright glow that changed the colors of the world around her. It poured a sheen over her black hair and dark eyes. It warmed her skin and made her smile. Looking closer, she noticed images dancing in the light inside the box. "Those are the dreams that have come into the light," said the spirit. "You may take the box back to your village. And use these gifts well, my child." The young woman raced home and found her father asleep in his hammock. "Father," she whispered, "the ancestors have kept me safe, and I have brought the light." The chief woke fully and welcomed her. She showed him the light trapped in the leaf box. Amazed, he hung the box from one of the stilts that led up to his post. Its dreams drifted out, and rays of the light touched the crinkled water of the Orinoco, the fan-shaped leaves of the iti palm, and the yellow-red fruits of the mere. Word soon spread to all the neighboring villages that a village down the river had light. People traveled to see that for themselves. They arrived in their long purple heart-bark canoes. Down this channel and that, boats and more boats filled with people and more people, everyone packing themselves inside the house of the chief. They marveled at the light and at the new pictures that visited them while they slept. The man and his daughters fried fish after shimmering fish for their guests, their porch filled with people until the slim stilts of the house could no longer hold the weight of so many. But still the people could not bear to leave the light. Finally, the chief could not stand so many people. "I am going to end this," he said, reaching for the box. His daughter's hand stayed him. "We all want the light, Father. Why do we not share it with all beings?" So, with a wonderfully strong toss, the chieftain hurled the titty-itty box and its light into the sky. The body of the light flew to the east, and the box rolled off to the west. The body of the light became the sun, and the box, tightly woven of leaves as it was, turned into the moon. But because the chief's throw had been so powerful, the sun and the moon moved very rapidly. The day and the night were short, with sunrise and sunset following quickly upon each other. The young woman had an idea. She brought a small gray turtle cupped in her hands. The father waited until the sun was just overhead and called out, "Son, I am giving you a present. Take this turtle to be your friend. She is yours. Wait for her." Then he took up the ancestor's flute. The little turtle floated up to the sun, the sweet notes of the flute warbling beneath her. And because turtles don't hurry, Sun had to wait a long time for his new friend. When Turtle was high enough, the sun walked very slowly across the sky to keep pace with his new companion. Moon wisely slowed down as well, so as to not interrupt the beginning of this new friendship. To this day, when Sun gets up in the morning, he almost always travels at Turtle's pace, so that the day lasts just long enough until the night comes to the world by the Orinoco River.
A fire is burning, the long night draws near. All who need comfort are welcome by here. We'll dance 'neath the stars and toast the past year. For the spirit of Solstice is still living here. We'll count all our blessings while the mother lays down, with the snow as her blanket covering the ground. Thanks to the mother for the life that she brings. She'll waken to warm us again in the spring. The poor and the hungry, the sick and the lost, these are our children, no matter the cost. Come by the fire, the harvest to share, for the spirit of Solstice is still living here. A fire is burning, the long night draws near. All who need comfort are welcome by here. We'll dance 'neath the stars and toast the past year. For the spirit of Solstice is still living here. The spirit of Solstice is still living here.
This reading is titled In Between by Kate Walker. In between, liminal, that space where we wait, between moments, events, results, action, and no action. To stand on the threshold, waiting for something to end, and something new to arrive, a pause in the rumble of time. Awareness claims us, alert, a shadow of something different. In between invitation and acceptance. In between symptom and diagnosis. in between send and receipt of inquiry and question, in between love given and love received. Liminality, a letting go, entering into confusion, ambiguity, and disorientation. A ritual begun, pause. Look back at what once was. Look forward into what becomes. Identity sheds a layer, reaches into something uncomfortable to wear. In between lighting of the match and the kindling of oil, in between choosing of text and the reading of words, in between voices and notes carried through the air into ears to hear, in between creation thrusts ever forward. Social hierarchies may disassemble and structures may fall. Communities may revolt or tempt trust. Tradition may falter or creativity crashes forward. Leaders may step down or take charge. The people may choose or refuse. In between, storm predicted, the horizon beckons. In between, theology of process reminds us to step back. In between, where minutiae and galaxies intermingle with microbes and mysteries. In between, liminal, that space where we wait. Look, listen, feel, breathe.
Listening and watching in the dark. Why is tonight like no other night? Yes, I know it's winter solstice, not Passover. Why is this solstice like no other? It's the star setting in the west. Actually, it's two planets who have orbited around to appear as one star. Saturn and Jupiter are at their closest they've been in 800 years. They get close every 20 years, but not exact within 1 degree of each other like tonight. I've been out every night trying to catch this astronomical event. Here it is over my back fence a few days ago. It will be like this until Christmas. So get out, hopefully to catch a glimpse of it. Let me use our labyrinth as an example. Like people passing close by on different paths, these time-keeping planets also meet and move on. Jupiter moves much faster than slower Saturn, so their orbits rarely coincide. Ancient astronomers noticed a meta pattern that was contained in those 20-year cycles, where the conjunction occurred within a specific astronomical element for approximately 200 years. In, say, for example, fire, then the conjuncted would switch to another element and the process would continue. Approximately every 800 years, the whole cycle would begin anew through the 4 elements: air, water, fire, earth, then air again. The completion of a cycle is a signal of a new regime, which the astronomers also saw as a time of great social, economic, and political turning. The conjunction on this year's winter solstice is just such a moment. What is extraordinary is that it's part of a 20-year cycle and a 200-year cycle, as well as a 400-year cycle and an 800-year cycle. Of these planets being the closest together. In fact, this is the first time in 5,000 years The Great Conjunction has occurred on the winter solstice. The longer the time between events, the more powerful and more radical the change. It seems to me that this year we have been simmering in a cauldron or stew pot, being cooked down to sweet morsels or shining jewels, or going through a birth process, pick your metaphor, through suffering, upheaval, isolation. We have had a chance to learn what we truly value and perhaps what's most important. Now we're at a hinge point, a portal, a time to cross into a new epic of human history. Saturn and Jupiter have just moved into the air sign of Aquarius, a much sung about sign of peace, love, harmony, and understanding, but also chaos, confusion, and anarchy. What we carry through the portal will determine how we respond to this evolutionary moment. We have an opportunity to set the intentions with this liminal moment to create the world we know that is perhaps possible. It is the age of Aquarius. What will you take with you? What will you leave behind? Now we are going to do a ritual. You need a candle, a fire-safe cauldron, like a cast iron skillet, a frying pan. You also need paper and pencil. Virtual and imagined ones will work as well. Now, in the dark, breathe. Listen to your spirit animal, your guides, angels, or voice within. Ask what gets in your way about yourself, your environment, your community as you move through the Great Conjunction portal, or simply what you want to transform and be transformed by the fire. Write them down to be placed in the cauldron. The fire in the cauldron is not for destruction, but for transformation, to create a light to guide our way into the next cycle. Also, you may want to meditate on the flames with your intention to align with the light and be ready to evolve. After this service, you may want to write these down and put them in your burning bowl, or bury them in your garden or yard, or toss them to the ocean later. May the flames of the Yule fire join with all the other fires around the world on this longest night to guide our way in the new year, new cycle of human evolution. Welcome, Yule.
The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, sweet singing of the merry minstrels, the turning of the year. The holly bears a berry as red as any blood, and the ivy grows beneath the spruce that blanket all the woods. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, sweet singing of the merry minstrels, the turning of the year. The holly bears a blossom as white as any flower, and the ivy turns the winter to a green rising of the sun and the running of the deer, sweet singing of the merry minstrels, the turning of the year. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, sweet singing of the merry minstrels, the turning of the year.
I hope that you can join us online for our holiday services this week. On Wednesday, instead of our usual Vespers, we'll be sharing a blue holiday service, starting at 6 p.m. on Zoom. Our Christmas Eve service will be streaming on Facebook and YouTube at 5 p.m., 9 p.m., and 11 p.m. Then the service this coming Sunday will be a different sort of service, led by our worship associates and held on Zoom. For a way to bring UUCB Christmas Eve into your homes, you are invited to stop by the church during the day this week through Wednesday to pick up the program for the service and candles for lighting at home, the very same ones that we light in our treasured candelabras. There are many ways that we can share these special holidays together.
This is the Solstice Litany, written by Florence Capel, to help call back the sun. As you are able and willing, you may feel the urge to shout blessings and praise. I encourage you. For the season of darkness that nourishes our spirits, for the seasons that remind us that each moment has its own beauty, for generosity in whatever form, blessings and praise. For snowy mornings before a single footstep disturbs the stillness, for candles gleaming in the night, for the gifts of sorrow and transformation, for memories of those long gone, blessings and praise. For children who find such magic in this season, for the brave birds who stay with us all winter, for the scent, the sweet scent of greenery, blessings and praise. For sun returning, blessings and praise. For the sun returning, blessings and praise. For the sun returning, blessings and praise.
Silent night, solstice night, all is calm, all is bright. Nature slumbers in forest and glen, till in springtime she wakens again. Sleeping spirits grow strong. Sleeping spirits grow strong. Silent
I would like to thank the center and the goddess Tara. Go if you will, stay if you must. Hail and farewell.
We thank the goddess Hestia for looking over our gathering this evening, and we thank and release Hestia. Go if you must, stay if you will. Powers of earth, return to night's darkness, depart from our circle of newly born light. Leave with us the land that is sleeping, that begins to waken this solstice night. Farewell, North.
Powers of the West, we say goodbye to the Maltese dreaming goddess. And the powers of water, return to night's darkness, depart from our circle of newly born light. Leave us with the bittersweet memories flowing through us this solstice night. Farewell, West.
Spirits of the South, goddesses Oya and Pele, we release you. Thank you for being with us this evening. Go if you must, stay if you will. Hail and farewell. Powers of fire, return to night's darkness. Depart from our circle of newly born light. Leave us with the flame of the future to guide us through this solstice night.
Thank you, beloved moon goddess, Artemis. Powers of air, return to night's darkness. Depart from our circle of newly born light. Leave the fragrance of evergreen pine trees and portents of spring this solstice night. Hail and farewell. Go if you must, stay if you will. Blessed be.
By the earth that is her body, by the waters of her living womb, by the fire of her bright spirit, by the air that is her sweet breath, by what is above and what is below. The circle is open but unbroken. May the peace of Goddess go in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be. Happy solstice.
Our closing words are by poet Jan Richardson. All throughout these months, as the shadows have lengthened, this blessing has been gathering itself, making ready, preparing for this night. It is practiced walking in the dark, traveling with its eyes closed, feeling its way by memory, by touch, by the pull of the moon, even as it wanes. So believe me when I tell you, this blessing will reach you, even if you have not light enough to read it, even if you cannot see it coming, it will find you. You will know the moment of its arriving by the release of the breath you have held for so long, a loosening of the clenching in your hands, of the clutch around your heart, a thinning of the shadow that has drawn itself around you. This blessing does not mean to take the night away. but it knows its hidden roads, knows the resting spots along the way, knows what it means to travel in the company of a friend. So when this blessing comes and finds you, take its hand. Get up. Set out on the road you cannot see. This is the night when you can trust that any direction you go, you will be walking towards the dawn. And now I wish you a blessed winter solstice and a wonderful holiday season. Blessed be.
The circle is open but unbroken. May the peace of the goddess go ever in your heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. The circle is open but unbroken. May the love of the goddess go ever in your heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. The circle is open but unbroken. May the joy of the goddess go ever in your heart. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be and Merry Yule.
Peace be to you, to your thoughts and your visions. May your spirit be bright through the cold, through all seasons. May love light your heart, and your heart be the beacon that will guide everyone to the starlight. Peace be to you, to your thoughts and your visions. May you always bring cheer to those sad eyes that cry. May you see one another